Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered several Veersmith levels, so in this part, I'll be covering at least 4 or 5 more Veersmith levels, starting up with this one. Mining Outpost by Tylerbot, with 11 plays and a score of 0. Now, I did already complete this stage during my last livestream, but I did it with Mega Man. And according to Tylerbot, this stage's route is moderately different when playing through it as Protoman, so I will recomplete the stage using Protoman. In this case, we don't have access to the Protobuster, only either the rolling cutter or the hard knuckle, and it's limited as well. So Protoman is essentially the hard mode version of this level. As always, if you want one of your levels to be featured in a future part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts, so if you want to check if your level is covered, expand the description. The hard knuckle is best for dealing with these Sniper Zhous, especially now as I can hit them on their heads or on their feet. That last jump was a bit scary. Time to face off against Stone Man, the first boss just like Mega Man. Thanks for the full restore, and we're back over here. That boss battle is harder when playing as Mega Man, because we have to worry about Katon Bions spawning in as Stone Man stomps the ground. The Katon Bions are the bomb-dropping flies, by the way. I didn't realize you could deflect these. This wasn't that bad. It was a bit tougher compared to Mega Man, but thanks to the high amount of damage the hard knuckle deals to him, it wasn't too bad. Now just imagine doing that boss battle with the rolling cutter. Back to the shared Mega Man and Protoman route. Going to the right is blocked off because I don't have access to the Protobuster. The only problem with the hard knuckle is I can't spam it as much as the rolling cutter. And now I have to worry about the homing angry mines, and I just tapped the jump button there. I should have been more cautious there. Oh well, only about 20 to 30 seconds loss. Another split route. Checkpoint density in this stage is on point. Didn't slide fast enough. I thought I was in a clear there, but... Something else added in the version 1.5 update are that these boss doors are locked until all the mini-bosses in the room have been destroyed. So I can't just cheese past the mini-bosses. Of course, that'll probably break a few levels. I overlooked the fact for a moment there that Protoman takes double damage in this level. And time to face off against the boss, Nightman. That was a close one, but I did it. Protoman was definitely hard mode, but this was a fun level, though I feel the playing through the stage as Mega Man is more fun. At least 60 to 70% of the stage stayed the same between Protoman and Mega Man, and 30% was different. Second level on the lineup is The Forest Greenhouse Normal by Lipatio, with 23 plays and a score of 10. So we start with nothing and the Thunderclaw, and immediately gain access to the Mega Buster. I don't know why we don't immediately start out with the Mega Buster, if we're gonna get it just at the start of the level anyway. Differently colored Wanans. Let's try again. It's all about timing. I'm not immune to damage while swinging. Into the greenhouse we go. These enemies definitely originate from Hornet Man's level. Of course, the tornado hold. This is one of the first times I'm using the tornado hold in this situation, so forgive me for these errors. At least we can create platforms now. If you know how to use these weapons, these sections don't pose that much of a challenge. Plus, there are frequent checkpoints and Yushikis. For a moment there, I thought I was gonna fall into the spikes. Oh, that's what happened. This enemy despawned. Well, these should be global enemies. Otherwise, you can get soft locked, like what just happened. Ooh, I have to be careful not to instigate myself. At least there's a safety net. Oh no, even tougher. Even though the stage is labeled as being normal, it feels like it's on a bit of a tougher side. And there's a checkpoint, thank goodness. Good placement. And now we climb upwards. I was waiting for any Yoko blocks to spawn in. Just to be sure there weren't any secrets above. Illusions, of course. I was suspicious on the lack of enemies here. And that's the end of this level, I guess. It's listed as being normal, but it really should be listed as being normal hard. Then again, I'm not that used to using the Thunderclaw and the Tornado Hold. That's why I had the most trouble in those sections. Okay then, in order to defeat this boss, we need to draw Plant Man into the abyss. Fun level. Third up is Boss Duo's Revenge Against MGM Hard by Dong Zhou with 15 plays and a score of -2. I was going to cover it during my last Viewer Submitted Levels livestream, but I decided to skip over it after seeing how long it was, and I decided to cover it during my next pre-recorded Viewer Submitted Levels episode, aka this one. All these bosses are going to be duo counters. At least we have multiple checkpoints so we can save in between every boss encounter. And now in order to defeat Springman, who's electrified, you need to attack him with the block dropper. Apparently he's not immune against that. Next up is Metal Man and Hard Man. That's why I started with 3E tanks. But this is not even the hardest encounter, by far. The hardest one is coming up very soon. Double Concrete Man. I do not like this encounter whatsoever. There's not enough room to maneuver around these two bosses. If I was facing off against one of them, I'd be fine. But because I'm facing off against two of them at a time, it's super challenging. I would have preferred a fully respawning Yoshiki, but those can't constantly respawn. Grenade Man and Woodman. I'm trying to figure out what their weaknesses are. As facing off against them without their weaknesses, I'm not sure how you're able to do it damageless. Left half done, now moving on to the right half. Quadruple Sparkman, not even a boss duo, it's the boss quad. This makes my life a lot easier, assuming they come back down. I can't even reach that, by the way. That's not exactly fair. If it was a large pickup, I could have reached it. Let's try this again. I'm not liking this stage, mainly because of the boss arenas more than the boss encounters themselves. They don't really feel that well designed, and for example this one, the bosses can get stuck in that upper corner. Also, they drop Yoshikis which cannot be picked up. They should have been large life pickups, like the previous ones. And apparently they actually have separate weaknesses too. Okay, both of them are awake to the firestorm. Well, the upper one, I mean. And it's over. Down there with Concrete Man. Crash Man and Napalm Man. Thank you, designer. See, for some reason these have the large life pickups. Why not Sparkman? Was that deliberate? Two left to go. Magnet Man and Bomb Man. Also, quite a few of the weaknesses are not obvious at first glance. We're almost done though. Bubble Man and Tornado Man. Bubble Man is weak to the water wave. I'm not complaining though, it makes him really easy to hit. Alright, I did it. I skipped past to the end because you already saw this encounter several times. At this point, I probably give this stage a thumbs down. It's not well designed at all, and at least half the boss encounters are frustrating, even if you use your weaknesses. At the beginning, you really need to start with more E-tanks, as I already burned through all of them, and only have an M-tank left. Give at least 80 tanks probably, or 5 or 6. Windman and Double Aster Man. There's Chargeman too, so it's gonna be an entire arena. Sure, why not? Now to figure out what their weaknesses are, I hope it's Block Dropper. It isn't. I'm not gonna win this. Alright, take 10. I decided to just use the level editor here. This is just too frustrating. This stage is not fun at all. I don't recommend you play this stage, and I feel the level designer needs to make some serious adjustments to most of the boss arenas to make it better. I think their weaknesses are the quick boomerang, but I'm not sure. The left one is. I wish the same types of bosses actually had the same weaknesses. If we're going to make a stage like this, give a lot more E-tanks, not just 3. Or even if there's not an E-tank, put a life respawner here. One down, one left to go. Here it would be a nice idea if they drop Yashikis. And it's done. Boss Duos has been completed. As repeatedly said throughout this level, I don't recommend you play it. Forward up is Tag Team Boss Rush by Beanwagon, with 22 plays and a score of -2. Oh joy, another Boss Rush level. Hopefully it's much easier than the previous one, and better constructed, but I'm worried with that negative score. Choose your difficulty. So your difficulty selection of easy, normal, hard. I'll take easy first. Though considering this part's length, this will probably be the final level I'll cover in this episode. Maybe one more depending on how long this takes. I already know this episode will require a lot of jump cuts. I'll go through this in clockwise order. And they're extra weak to the Mega Buster, thank goodness. That's something this previous stage should have done more. Make the bosses individually weaker. Then again, I don't have access to their weaknesses, so it makes sense. And I always get a full restore after defeating each boss duo. The double and the Concrete Man encounter as well as the quadruple Sparkman encounters were the worst parts of the previous level, along with the final boss encounter. And because I take a lot more damage, I'm okay with them not dropping large life energies. Out of the bunch, this was the easiest, one of the easiest. I'll have to try out normal and hard modes after this. Up we go. Even now, the bosses take double damage from the Buster. Before they took quadruple damage, but this is fine. Next up is normal. This time I gain access to special weapons. But that's probably because my Buster doesn't deal massive damage now. Yeah, it doesn't, of course. Time to use weaknesses then. And if that's the case, I think I know what hard mode's difference is. So let me restart from the beginning because if this stage is exactly the same, but I don't deal the extra amount of damage and I have to use special weapons, then I'll just move on to the final level of this episode. I'll cover one more, this wasn't that long. I do like how the environments, backgrounds, and foregrounds change to indicate the differences. The difference here is that I don't deal an increased amount of damage with the Buster, and I don't have access to special weapons like I do in the medium difficulty. Compared to the previous level, this was much better designed. All the encounters were more fair, and you have the choice of how unfair you want to make it. I know hard mode feels quite unfair, especially compared to the previous one, but you have the choice here if you want to make it more unfair for yourself, as a self-imposed challenge. So the fifth and final level of this episode is Full of Sand by CODIJOYN, with 13 plays and a score 0. Gonna be at least 30 to 40 screens long. So far the stage seems rather accurate to its title. It is very full of sand. Just some challenges involving the flying shell. Oh no. The checkpoint was right after that room, so I'm okay with that. Thank you for having the lyrics here so I can damage boost off of them. Tiptoeing next to the spikes, I will not do. Could I slide over to the left? No, I can't. I was waiting for there to be a pit of spikes, but there aren't any. Of course, for the third level, I'll be cutting out most of the failures. I'm thankful I didn't have to cover it during the last live stream. Even though the stage feels a bit on the forgettable side, I'll take it as it's mostly much easier than the previous two levels. That spike ceiling jump should be moved to the end of the level. That's much harder than any challenge so far in the stage. Thanks for the windows. It wasn't exactly necessary there, but I appreciate it. Overall, as I said, this was kind of a bland level, a bit too slow for my taste, but I'll take it. It's, I'd say, okay at best. Could have had more variety with the sand challenges. Also, the difficulty balancing was off. So overall, out of the 5 levels I covered in this episode, my favorite one would be Mining Outpost by TylerBot. So in the next episode, I'll start covering levels that were submitted to the Retro Redux Level Design Challenge. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!